from before we start fully. So we're just going to give 5 minutes to everyone so we could, start fully. But I'm really so excited about today's dialogue, and I am so glad to have all of you here. And it's so good we also even have our guest speakers as well who have already joined the call. Thank you so much for joining in, sir. So please, you can use the chat box to introduce yourself, your name, and your location. Thank you.
Okay, let's all mute ourselves. We are trying to. I don't want to mute everybody. Please, let's just do that by ourselves. We can actually mute everybody, but it might be difficult you trying to unmute later. So please, let's just try our best to mute ourselves. And Saba, please be on the lookout for any technical glitches or noise or anything from the other end. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so if you're just joining in, it's already 1 minute to go. So we're really going to start. It's safe to say Happy Democracy Day to everyone because that is, the conversation we want to have today. So happy democracy. And today we're really going to, have conversation concerning democracy, accountability. I'm sure that we are here open-minded and ready to dive into today's conversation. We are giving a minute extra to those that. So we have Vincent Eni, who is joining us from Abuja. Please, let's keep the conversation going so we get to meet you. We just have a few seconds to start the conversation. So please, if you're just joining in, we appreciate if you mute yourself, you mute your mic, so we won't have some disruption during the conversation. Please, when you join in, endeavor to mute your mic. Yes, thank you, please. So we won't just have to mute everyone all at once. And also, during the conversation, we'll also have time for questions and answer. And when it's time, I'll allow you all to know about it. So we can also use the chat box as well to, respond or ask a question. We'll also have the react symbol there, which you can use to, react. Let's say the clapping, because I really love us to clap, but, we can't see ourselves, but we can do it virtually. So yeah, that's what we can use. But I really appreciate when you're joining in, mute your mic so we won't have some disruption during the conversation. So I think it's time now, Mr. Moses.
Yes, you can.
Should we still give them a few minutes, or I can go ahead?
Let's go ahead, please. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good afternoon, good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, speakers and youth advocates, peace builders, policymakers. I want to officially welcome you to today's GAS Dialogue 2025. And today's conversation is really going to be enlightening and very insightful. And today's theme that we have is titled From Democracy to Human Security, Strengthening Governance, Accountability, and Community Resilience in Nigeria. And it's safe to say that this is a time where this conversation is very crucial and important for us, to talk about it. Since May 29, 1999, Nigeria has been a democratic nation. We all are aware. And just last week, June 12th, we celebrated our democracy, right? 27 years. And we asked ourselves, is Nigeria really reflecting, 27 years of celebration of democracy? And today conversation, we're going to, we have experts in the house, um, practitioners with decades of expertise, and they're going to help us dissect this conversation. Trust me, it's really going to be very intriguing and very interesting. It's a time where democracy is at the key of the heart of Nigeria. Then we ask ourselves, oh, what is governance like in Nigeria and all that. We understand how Nigeria is faced with insecurity, name it, banditry. We all know the problems. We know the problems, but that is why this conversation has been rooted to see how we can talk about the solutions. Let's move from the discourse to solutions. How can Nigeria be accountable? How can we be able to get to the peak where our governance, our government are also very accountable and see that we build resilient Nigeria. People has been challenged with humanitarian crisis, you can name it. But let's see how we can really build not just saving the problem, not just addressing the problem, but also seeing how nations, how we as Nigeria communities can be resilient enough, to be able to avert this problem. And it is really an honor to be moderating. Thank you so much, Mr. Nathaniel, for that. It's really an honor to be moderating today's conversation. My name is Brina Ogogo, and I am the founder and executive director of Humanitarian Advocacy, Peace and Education Initiative, and also an active member of PEPNET. So thank you so much for joining us today. And trust me when I say that this conversation is really going to be intriguing. And I want you all to be open-minded, also be open-minded to receive, share. We are here to share, learn, and also converse to see how really we can move Nigeria. And that is why we are here today, because we are those who are passionate about building a stronger and peaceful Nigeria. So welcome once again. Please give yourself a round of applause. You can use the right. All right. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Moses. Okay. Without much ado, we'll be moving quickly into today's conversation because we don't have, luxury of time. Please, if you're also just joining us now, I will appreciate if you use your mic, just mute your mic so we won't have any disruption during the conversation. So it's an honor to be moderating today's conversation, and also I want to go fully into today's discussion. And join me as I welcome the executive director of PEPNET, who we all know and who has brought us here today, the host of this program, Ambassador Moses Abalade. You have the floor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, winners. Thank you. Winner. Sorry for adding S to it. Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction and for welcoming us into this conversation. Just like she has mentioned, please let's endeavor to mute ourselves to the point. There will be a part where we actually talk, and that is why we are not muting everybody. So I want to greet everyone for joining us at Peace Education and Practice Network. And on behalf of board members and other people, other stakeholders at different levels at Peace Education and Practice Network, PEPNET, I am delighted to welcome you to this important conversation as we commemorate Nigeria's Democracy Day. Today, we gathered around a simple but important question. And that question is, what is the true purpose of democracy? I've been into different spaces, even as Community of Democracies youth lead. And most time in those international platforms, people see me as somebody with some funny ideas and some funny questions, because as Africans, even while representing Nigeria in those international platforms, I try to still question those things. Is it actually serving us? So for many citizens, democracy is often associated with elections, political parties, and public institutions. Why these are important, and if you've seen some of my interviews, I've been an advocate of after election, what happened? And should we always wait for 4 years before we actually participate and tell somebody that is not doing well to get out? Because time is valuable. And understanding the foundation of populism and other things is also very important. But we must also look at what are the citizens, the people affected. Are they actually seeing the benefit of democracy? And why these are so, just like I said, people are asking questions. Is democracy really protecting us? Can our children learn in secure environment in a democratic governance? If it's not like that, will they be able to wait and see if democracy is actually working? So this is why our theme for this year is from democracy to human security, strengthening governance.
Look, and then another, you can try a red
Hello.
and white. It's gonna look good on the new.
Please,
Okay.
if you're just joining in, I would appreciate if you use your mic, just mute yourself. Be very intentional about muting yourself when you come in. So sorry about that. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay, no problem. Please, Jonathan Saba, you can also be looking at all those obstructions and help us smooth them. Yeah, so this is why our team, from democracy to human security, strengthening governance, accountability, and community resilience in Nigeria, is both timely and relevant. At a time when many communities continue to face insecurity, economic hardship, social divisions, and declining trust in institutions, it is important to remind ourselves that governance is not an end in itself. Governance must ultimately serve people. Democracy must deliver not only representation, but also security, well-being, inclusion, and hope. And not just any kind of hope like we find in religious settings. Actionable plan towards something possible. So indeed, this section 14, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria remind us all the time that security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. So the principle remains as relevant today as ever. So we are privileged to be joined by distinguished practitioners and thought leaders whose work span governance, peace building, education, civic engagement. If you see the list of guests we have, you know that it cut across that. And we are also very gender sensitive. So many of them will be coming, our panelists will be coming with wealth of experiences that are very unique to help us engage in this dialogue. So I encourage us to move beyond identifying just challenges and focus on actionable recommendations. And at the end of this session, key reflections and recommendations from our discussion will be consolidated into a communique that will serve as a collective contribution to ongoing conversation on governance, accountability, human security, and community resilience in Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. We are so grateful to have you and for your commitment to building a more peaceful, accountable, and resilient society. I wish us all a productive and impactful dialogue. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses, for the powerful opening remarks. Indeed, like he has already said, thank you. I can see the whole celebration going up. Indeed, this is a very sensitive and crucial conversation we'll be having today, and that was very powerful. We'll be moving quickly into today's conversation because we'll see how to manage the time because I know there's a whole lot to talk about. Quickly, I'll be welcoming Mr. Jonathan Saba, who is the program manager for PEPNET, to just give us, a little brief of what PEPNET does and what they are doing, just in case you don't have, little knowledge about what PEPNET is, or just like a reminder. Thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan. Over to you.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. Please permit me to put off my video because my network here is fluctuating, so as to be able to get to you clearly. All right, just as we now have said that will be putting us through what PEPNET is all about. PEPNET is Peace Education and Practice Network. PEPNET is a non-governmental, non-profit, and non-partisan, non-religious peace-building organization that was founded in 2018. PEPNET operates a peace system platform, translating peace education into practical, sustained impact across individuals, communities, institutions, and governance systems. The vision of PEPNET is a world where peace education shapes how individuals, institutions, and society understand, prevent, and transform conflict. That is, PEPNET is going beyond beyond theory into practical. The mission of PEPNET is to design and scale integrated systems that translate peace education into sustained action, institutional practice, and societal transformation. Now, PEPNET focuses on institutionalizing peace education within system, linking community action with policy influence, scaling context-driven model across religion, integrating research, practice, and strategic engagement. Now, what do we do in PEPNET? PEPNET work in structure across 5 pillars. One, we have peace education system. Peace education system. That is, we practicalize context responsive learning framework. Also, conflict transformation. We address root cause and behavioral change. Youth leadership and agency. That we building pipelines of youth peace actors, connecting youth actors together. Then institutional strengthening, that's we embed peace education in policy and governance. Then we also have the narrative change and peace media, which we carry out through media platforms, and that is to shape public understanding of peace. Now, we go straight into PEPNET programs and platforms. PEPNET programs and platforms. Now, PEPNET has Peace Education and Practice Network have varieties of programs, which include, we have Peace Education for Schools. Under Peace Education for Schools, we have PACE, which is Peace Education for Secondary School. That is, we go to secondary school to sensitize and advocate for peace. That's we go to secondary schools for peace building sensitizations. Also, we have PEI, which is Peace Education for higher institutions that we carry out in our learning institutions, that's universities and other monotechnic and polytechnic institutions. Also, we have other platforms like Peace PEPNET Peace Academy, which is still in progress, that have to do with educational training and professional development platforms. This is designed to strengthen knowledge, skill, leadership, and practice in peace building, conflict transformation, governance, sustainable development, and others. We also have other programs like community engagement, which is partner community engagement, which we have like the PEPNET community, which we have, and also we have PEPNET full membership as a community also. Then we also have a PEPNET capacity building platform, which under PEPNET capacity building platform, we have the program we call PEMAT, that is Peace Education Management Training, which we also carry out once in a year annually. And we also have the PEPCON, which is one of our annual program or event PEPNET carries out. Then also we have programs like narrative and media platform. For the media platform, we have Peace Zone. Now under Peace Zone, we have Captain TV, which we engage in storytelling, engaging the audience through televisions and other media platforms. Also, PEPNET have other partners. We partner with other NGOs and other organizations, and some of our partners, we are also partner and member of GPAC. We are also partner with Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution. We also partner with World Citizen Peace Ambassador Center, and also we are partners with Peace Catalyst International. We have other partners, which because of time we cannot continue to mention them, but because of time also, I would want to bring this brief introduction to a close, and I also want us to feel free to visit our website anytime for further information, or you can contact PEPNET through, and our contact address is on the website, which you can contact us anytime for any information and any other details that you will so need. And at this point, because of this program is packed with a lot of activity, especially the section for the dialogue, I want to bring this introduction of PEPNET to a close, and I believe we'll have a nice time through this program. Yeah, thank you, and over to you, Winner, to continue with the section.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Jonathan. Thank God you rounded off, because I know that people have done so much over 7 years, and they are still doing more, for Nigeria and the betterment of the continent, Africa. Thank you for that. We could check more of what PEPNET is doing on the website, thepepnet.org. Then we'll get more information. Thank you once again, Jonathan. And we'll be moving quickly into what we are yet. This conversation is really very crucial, very important this time that we are living now in this 21st century, and where we are faced with quite a whole lot of challenges. And it's really my honor to introduce our keynote speaker. He's a man who has lived his name and, over years and decades of expertise. He's here with us already and is really on the call. He joined us very early. Thank you so much for joining us very early, Sal. If I want to read his profile, we are going to sleep here. I think we're not going to finish doing that today. So I am really going to do like a summary. Permit me to do a summary of your profile, sir. A summary of his profile. We have Mr. Jai Kashia. Is an organic intellectual and people scholars whose work spans governance, peace building, and social justice across Nigeria and West Africa. With over 3 decades in civil society, he has held leadership roles at ERA FOEN, Action Aid, Oxfam, and CISLAC, and served as Secretary of the Civil Society Delegation to Nigeria's 2014 National Conference. He currently chairs the PCVE KIRH, co-convenes the campaign for transformative governance and lead Think Act Consult and Praxis Center, a Marxist and humanist by conviction. Jai bridges grassroots reality